Hey guys, 3D Crypto here. Hope everyone's doing well. And guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of airdrops and the importance of airdrops going forward in Flow v1.2 and how just airdrops in general are an important tool to use to increase adoption for Bankroll Flow and to build your team. So in my previous video, I did speak about how you can go ahead and build your team. I gave different hints and tips of how you can go and build your offline team. So people in real life, friends, family and colleagues, and people online as well. So we can get more people into Bankroll Flow. And if they join up under your team, obviously you are rewarded for this. One of the best tools I can say that I have seen that can increase adoption and get people into Bankroll Flow and basically in general have a good team are airdrops. So let me head on over to the Bankroll page. So guys, here's the Bankroll page and we can see that we've got over 70,000 players, network market value of just under $15, and we've got transactions valued at 6.325 million. So 6.3 million transactions is what we've done. And let's have a quick look at the SwapX price. So at the moment, the SwapX price is just over 10.5 Tron, so about 30 cents per Bnkrx. The reactor still has over $1 million in its contract and it's dripping out to the SwapX liquidity pool at the rate of 1% a day. And then obviously we've got statistics such as the amount of liquidity that we have locked in and the amount of supply of Bnkrx. So liquidity is looking very healthy, just under $3 million of liquidity, and the contract balance has over 49 million Tron in there. So it's a really, really good time to get into Bnkrx, to pick up some cheap Bnkrx. So let me head on over to now the Bankroll Flow page. So guys, this is my Bankroll Flow demo account, basically just showing how you guys can get into Bankroll Flow. So one of the big questions everyone asks is, what does net deposit mean? So this reflects very closely with the airdrop system. So let me just go through what net positive deposits mean. So deposits and claimed, those are the two numbers that are used in the net deposit calculation. So very simply, if your claimed number is more than your deposits number, you are negative deposit. That is your state. You are negative deposit. If your deposits number is more than your claimed number, then you are net positive. So for example, in this scenario, I've deposited 1 Bnkrx and I've claimed 0. So I'm net positive by 1 Bnkrx. So my account status is +1 net positive. So that's a big thing you guys have to kind of take away, because there are certain criteria that means you have to be net positive to receive airdrops. So let me head over now to the airdrop section. So here we are guys in the Flow airdrop section. So obviously to get to this section, there's 4 tabs across the top. If you click on team airdrop, and then it will say enter address. So you, in this section, you put your own address. You would just press use my address. And then it gives you campaign so you can run. So you can divide the budget between all matching players. You can reward budgets to 1 matching player. You can divide the budget across 5 matching players. So basically like 5 randomly selected players will win it. All the way up to 100 matching players. So most people use divide budget between all matching players. Now let me go through the different aspects of this. Minimum directs, what does that mean? So minimum directs basically means is the people you want to airdrop, how many other people have they bought in? How many other people have they referred? Do you want it as 1? So they've got to have at least 1 person that they've referred to be eligible for the airdrop. Do you want them to have 5 people? Do you want them to have 15 people underneath them? Or are you happy that you want to airdrop everyone even if they haven't referred anyone, so solo players? So that covers that section. Then you have team depth. So I've seen a lot of people on YouTube talking about airdrops in Bankroll Flow and not understanding team depth. Stunner Breezy recently done a video and he was questioning, what does team depth mean? Well, it's very simple. Team depth mean is how far do you want to go down within your team to give airdrops? So team depth 1 means only your direct referrals. So only the level below you will be eligible for the airdrops. If you go to 5 as your team depth, that basically means 5 levels down. So anyone that you've referred And then obviously if they've referred someone, and then they've referred someone, and then they've referred someone, so that chain is 5 down. So your team is 5 levels down, and those all of those people will be eligible. You can go all the way down to 15 levels down. So that's like the biggest kind of network. So if you've got people that you referred and they referred someone, and this carries on 15 levels downwards. So obviously if you chose 15 depth down, you would have a huge number of people that will be eligible. But it all depends on kind of your airdrop style, or who do you want to reward more. So I personally like rewarding my directs. So obviously if you're a direct of mine, you would be kind of most benefiting from my airdrops. And then again, we go into minimum net deposits. That keyword again, net deposits. So some people get it twisted and they think this basically means you have to have at least a 50 Bnkrx deposit, or 100 Bnkrx, or 500 Bnkrx, or 1,000 Bnkrx. This does not mean how much your deposit is. This doesn't mean that I've got 1,000 Bnkrx and I'll be eligible for this airdrop. Because I've had people contact me, and they've contacted other people saying, oh, I've got 1,000 Bnkrx in Flow, but I didn't get the airdrop. The reason they didn't get the airdrop is because there have to be positive net deposits. So for example, to be 1,000 plus net deposit, that means your claimed amount has to be 1,000 Bnkrx lower than your deposited amount. Or in other terms, you can say your deposited amount has to be 1,000 Bnkrx more than your claimed amount. If you do it that way, you'll be eligible. So hopefully that clears up all these 3 options that we get. So I'll do an example. So I'm going to run a campaign. My campaign, I'm going to have no restrictions on direct. So you could be a solo player with no one underneath you. You'll be eligible. You've got to have a team depth of at least, so my team depth is 1. So I'm going to reward my direct referrals only. Anyone who's joined up under someone that's joined up under me, I will leave that to them to distribute to their team. So I will reward my directs, they reward their directs, so on and so forth. But some people, I have done giveaways and airdrops with more depth. But for the examples in this one, I'm going to use one depth. And the minimum net deposits, I'm going to do 1,000. So you got to have your deposited amount must exceed your claimed amount by at least 1,000 Bnkrx, thus meaning you are net positive. And my budget, I'm going to run it as 500 Bnkrx. And I'm going to go ahead and press the run button. So the run button does its thing. It will look through all my directs and see who's eligible. So at the moment, it says 12 people are eligible for this airdrop. So actually, I'm going to make it a little bit easier. I'm going to go 500 Bnkrx. As long as your net deposit is 500 Bnkrx, that means your claimed amount and your deposited amount is 500 more in your deposit's favor, then you will be eligible for this airdrop. So let me go ahead and run that again. And let's see how many people are eligible for it now. So now I have players, 20 people are eligible for that. 20 people are eligible. And I'm going to go ahead and run that campaign. So to run it, you just got to press the send button. So I'll press send. It'll ask you to confirm. Make sure you have enough Tron to cover everything. So there you see my available is down to 5 Bnkrx. So yeah, so make sure you have enough Tron to run these transactions, because there are energy, they do take up a lot of energy. So make sure you have enough Tron, or say at least have about 500 Tron before running a campaign. And then once the campaign is run, you can have a look at the campaign logs. So campaign results, 69. Total eligible were 20. So 20 people eligible according to these constraints. Total recipients 20. Ready to send. Our airdrop 25 Bnkrx to each of these people. So each of these people received 25 Bnkrx. These are all their addresses. So it's very easy to see who you've airdropped. So if you see your address here, you will have received 25 Bnkrx directly into your TRX wallet. And then with that, you can do whatever you please. But mostly the best thing to do is stick it back into Flow. So let me head over to SwapX. So over in SwapX, I will go down and see what those 25 Bnkrx were worth. So they were worth just over 264 Tron for each person. So I hope you guys enjoy that 25 Bnkrx. And as I said, put it to good use over in the Flow system. So guys, why the airdrop is so important, the whole reason behind the airdrop system is to increase adoption, is to reward your teams, to build your teams. But the great thing is, going forward in Flow version 1.2, airdrops will not hinder you. They will not punish you by making you become negative deposit. Airdrops will help you to reach a state of net positivity. So the airdrop tool is a very, very important tool. So the whole reason for me doing this video is for you guys to learn how to use the airdrop tool, learn how to use it efficiently, who to reward and who to reward more. So if you want to build your team of directs, then obviously reward your directs more. If you want to build your team throughout and have a huge network, then go 15 levels down and do a minimum of 50 Bnkrx and reward everyone a bit of Bnkrx so they know where it's come from. But I personally like doing it to my directs. The reason I do it for my directs is because obviously I like helping my directs. Airdrops isn't the only way I help them. I think building a team is not only about airdrops. It should be about support. It should be about strategy, and it should be about rewards through airdrops. I personally speak to a lot of my directs on a personal level, speak to them about strategy, different parts of the ecosystem in Bankroll. We even speak about things like diversifying your portfolio in crypto outside of the Tron blockchain. So we do speak about balancer pools. We speak about just holding crypto in general. We speak about projects like Polkastarter, all things Bankteller has mentioned previously. And it just builds a relationship with your directs. So not only are they getting airdrops from you, but they're getting knowledge. They're getting a lot of information. And me personally, with my directs, a lot of them are new to crypto. So it's almost like I'm joining them on their journey throughout crypto. So I help them in any way possible. Even little things like setting up wallets, setting up TronLink wallet, setting up MetaMask wallet, setting up Clever wallet or TronLink Pro on their mobile device, telling them all about how transactions work in the blockchain, how much energy you should kind of reserve for transaction fees, whether freezing Tron is a better idea rather than using Tron to facilitate transaction fees. So it's all little things like this. So obviously, guys, if you're thinking of joining a team or changing teams, because Flow version 1.2 will give you the opportunity to change teams, don't just look at only at who gives you the biggest airdrops, because I've seen it happen before. People will promise you airdrops, and then going forward, once they've got you in, they never give you airdrops. They lose all contact. So I always say, do your research in all projects, do your research on teams. If you want to join a team, you got to think, what value do you bring to that team, and what value does that team leader bring to you? And you got to look at it in that way. But yeah, airdrops play a big part of that. So hopefully you guys learn how to use the tool if you are team leaders. Hopefully this tool is explained thoroughly. I know I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube, as I mentioned, people doing airdrops and not understanding the concept behind it and who gets what, and people then coming back to team leaders and saying, oh, I had 5,000 Bnkrx and I didn't get an airdrop. You didn't get an airdrop because you weren't net positive to what the constrictions were for that airdrop. So I saw Stunner Breezy, as I mentioned before, he done a airdrop and it was, I think, 50 Bnkrx, and he kept saying, oh, I've got like 50 people in my team and only 10 people have, or 30 people have a 50 Bnkrx deposit. Stunner, that wasn't it. Those people didn't have net deposit 50 Bnkrx. So they could have huge deposits like 50,000 Bnkrx, but they might have claimed more than they deposited, making them net negative, meaning they weren't eligible for your airdrop. So hopefully this gives team leaders an idea of how airdrops work. So if your directs ask you, or your team asks you, why am I not eligible for these airdrops? That is the reason why. So guys, that's all for today's video. I hope it was very informative. I hope it was informative for team members and team leads alike. If you've got any questions or comments about airdrops going forward, please do let me know. I'll be happy to help you out. Please do bear in mind that going forward, airdrops are going to help you become net positive. So it's a very useful tool to have in your armory when building a network or a team. Guys, please do look at my previous videos about how to build your team, because it's very important how you build your team, how you build your structure. Make sure you use the Find a Buddy tool. I will explain more about the Find Buddy tool in a future video, but it's all basically about building a team which is wide and deep. That is the main thing, a wide and deep team. So everyone is basically benefiting from being within the team. It's not just only the team leader that benefits, everyone throughout the chain benefits. And as I say, guys, A team is only as strong as its weakest link. A chain is only as strong as its weakest link. So you need to recruit good team members that want to be part of the game, that want to roll, that want to build the network and build their team further on. So it's not only about building your team, it's about helping your directs build their team. And that's my ethos in this whole system, is help someone grow their flow position and help someone grow their flow team. So guys, flow version 1.2 is releasing very soon. I will release more updates and more information regarding it when we get further solid information. But the main takeaway for Flow V 1.2, version 1.2, is to get net positive as quick as possible. Get net positive, because if you are negative net, you will have some, you won't kind of benefit from the ecosystem fully. So if you're net positive, you're great, you're doing the right thing. Just go ahead, stay net positive, build your team. If you're negative net, pick up some cheap Bnkrx, get net positive, because going forward, to fully appreciate the Bankroll Flow network and the system, you need to be net positive. So guys, that's all for today's video. If you want to join my team, I will leave all the instructions down below. If you want to ask any questions, even if you're not part of my team, please do go ahead. I'll be happy to help you out. Let's increase adoption in Bankroll Flow going forward. Let's get a sustainable Bnkrx price going forward. And that is the main thing. Cash flow for all. We're on that road to financial freedom. And as a team, as a community, we can do this by increasing adoption within our network. Guys, please leave a thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 2,000 subscribers. Hopefully by then, Flow version 1.2 will be out by the time I hit 2K subscribers. And I'll do a big giveaway for all the people in my team. And even people that aren't in my team, I'm going to do a giveaway that rewards everyone that subscribes to my channel. So guys, as I always say, you work hard for your crypto, make your crypto work hard for you. And until my next video, take care.